Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.
Oh my God, that's a power move.
That's a power move.
That's a power move, kid.
Back for part 2 of today's show. Man, I got to tell you something crazy that happened. This is crazy. Crazy. Got to go fight it. And this is nuts. So we had a client, and it was one of our buyers for one of our agents here, went into escrow on a probate property.
Yep.
All right. And the property was listed for $319,000. Needed a little bit of work. He goes into contract for $299,000. All right. This is a guy, doesn't have a lot of money, some iffy stuff with the loans, can't quite get it done, gets the loan done, and needs an extension. Gets to the end of his period, asks the seller to give him an extension. The attorney says no. They kick his deal out, keep his earnest money. All right, which, I get it. Hey, man, you said you were going to get it done. Seller does not have to grant you an extension. I understand that. It's all well and fine. It's good. So the guy loses his money. Explain to him, hey, man, no fault of ours, whatever. It just is what it is. Moving on. So then I get an email from the attorney saying, hey, we've liquidated the property for less than your purchase price. We're going to seek damages.
Wow.
I didn't even look into this. I was just kind of like, man, I just said, man, I've seen some shitty money grabs from attorneys, but this one takes the cake. I think it was my response. Sent it back to him. And anyway, so tomorrow there is a hearing for this attorney because apparently they turned around and sold it to a flipper for $260, which was way below market value, right? Way below market value. And now this probate attorney is chasing our old buyer client for the difference between the $260 that he sold and the $299 he was originally in contract with, plus attorney's fees, is what he's chasing our client for.
Is that on a Nevada real estate contract?
Apparently that, no, it doesn't matter. Apparently that is part of the Nevada bankruptcy code. Now, it brings me a lot of things. Like
equitable powers under 105 oftentimes prevent that because it's that to me, I would see being a very unjust sort of action, especially it depends on sort of they would have to prove up the damages.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just damages like I can liquidate it for $1 and then sue you because
that's essentially what they did.
Yeah, but there has to be some stalking horse bid. You have to understand all the evidence that goes into that. I'd say.
I mean, well, the hearing is next Wednesday. We're gonna take a look, but I mean, the reason I'm saying that is because honestly, we do 5,000 transactions a year here. And unfortunately, as much as I wish I told you I knew everything about anything, I don't. I look it up as it comes along. And when I heard that and I realized that these guys are using, an obscure piece of statute legislation to go through this, I was like, wow, because we've had tons of deals.
Probate
canceled.
or bankruptcy though?
Probate. This is a probate.
She said it was under bankruptcy code though.
Sorry. What did I say?
I'm sorry, that's what confused me. I didn't know if
No. I'm sorry. This is all probate. This is not bankruptcy.
Probate.
Sorry.
Okay,
probate.
my apologies.
This is a probate case.
Equitable powers under 105. Please don't go to court and cite equitable powers under 11 USC subsection 105.
Chris Connell. Yeah.
Chris Connell.
It's not going to really get you anywhere citing 11 USC subsection 105.
He's working with what he's got, which is bad information for me. Terrible information for me.
The probate code, that is interesting. I've done some summary administrations in probate. Mm-hmm. I haven't done a lot, but I do know that you can apply for attorney's fees for a lot of stuff. I don't know what that contract is, but it probably wasn't under a standard Galvard.
Right.
No. No, it was standard Galvard. It was a standard. Well, it's LVR now, not Galvard anymore. So it's no longer the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. It's just Las Vegas Realtors. So us Henderson folk are just kind of out in the cold. But that was what Colt had nothing to do with.
When did that change, by the way?
Like a year ago.
Really?
Like a year. They wanted it to be simple. So it was like a year ago they changed that. But anyway, it was a standard LVR contract. On the addendum, it said that this contract is subject to all of and it stated the probate statute in an addendum.
Wow.
But wouldn't it for damages
Careful
like that
where you put your toes in crocodile infested waters.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's dude, this is a guy that, well, okay, couple things about this. Number one, this is a cat that if he had finances, he wouldn't have not had his loan come together. It's not like he just slow rolled him and decided not to buy this.
Right. Okay, so first off, here's the thing: sue away, get a judgment, get an order, and then try to collect it. Yeah. First thing. Yeah. That's the reality of judgment. Maybe we've talked about this on the show. I can't remember. My go-to is this: there is no justice for basically under $30,000, right? And there's justice for those who have money over that, right? So if you don't have anything, the justice system doesn't apply to you. It applies to you at a criminal level because you get into it, you can't get out of it. Yeah. But on a business or financial side, swing for the fences if you have nothing to lose. And I don't mean be fraudulent, but if you don't have anything, I've gotten $250,000, $500,000 judgments for people and just light them on fire. They're worthless because there's nothing to get on the end of it.
It's like what was Nicole or not Anna Nicole, OJ. They'll never get what they were. What they were, that's quite the judgment.
Colt. How do we go to OJ?
I'm not Anna Nicole. I'm OJ.
No, not Anna Nicole. But their whole the family got all that judgment.
Do not reflect
the Goldman family.
The Goldman family got all that judgment. They'll never receive.
They'll never get a penny because he's hiding it. And he's got people he can duck and whatever, and maybe he gets caught. But here's the other thing: he's probably got homestead protections.
I got a question. I mean, Colt brought it up. Let's talk about it.
Did he kill him?
How do you? No, God, Jesus. Okay. No. How do you feel? Because this is a thing in Vegas.
He very much so murdered those two people.
I know,
but, anyway.
but it's
not controversial.
No, it's not. But here's the thing: when I see, and I've seen some young guys that I know in town that mentor whatever, and OJ hangs out in Vegas. If you're not listening to this, he's hanging out.
People run up to him like he's some fucking non-murderer.
Like he did beat his wife, and
they run up and they take pictures like it's funny to get pictures with him, and it bothers me when that happens.
So I did this one time, and I regretted it just because of how it looks on me. But somebody posted a picture of their picture with OJ, and I posted underneath it the two bloody photos of Ron Gold and Nicole Brown Simpson's massacred bodies as they were found in police crime scenes. Like, that's who the fuck you think is interesting.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's funny.
So do you have a kid? Do you have a daughter? Do you have a mom? Yeah. Would that be funny to you? So here's the thing. This is going to sound really stupid, but if you shoot somebody like Lee Malvo with a sniper rifle from 1,000 yards away, that to me is far less sickening than literally stabbing somebody with a knife repeatedly times face to face. That's just the reality of. That's why war is difficult for snipers and drone operators. Right? Yeah. But this man took a knife and he brutally murdered two people and left their bloody bodies there. And his DNA was all over the place. Yeah. And just unfortunately, you found the 12 dumbest people that don't understand how DNA works. Anyway. We'll get off that.
See, aren't you guys over?
Thanks, Colt.
There you guys
ran over, but
Colt's just bringing the strong content tonight. Let's talk about the juice.
So we were golfing the other day at my club, and there was a glove with a T in it with a note from OJ that says, "If you find this glove and the glove don't fit, I'm on another course."
Shut.
Oh, he thinks
that's not really.
I found it. This isn't like. Oh my!
And you think OJ really?
Absolutely, I think he played ahead of us. And I was sitting there thinking, why is this guy here? Who allowed this guy to come to my private place? Like, he should not be welcome because just because the justice system didn't find you guilty doesn't mean the fucking universe has to forgive you.
Well, take away the murders. He was a wife beater, right?
He's a wife beater in jail.
It's just, to me.
And he went to prison anyway.
People got upset. Yeah. So we're having cigars. He walked into a cigar lounge, and I'm like, get his ass out of here. And people got mad. And I said it so he could hear it. Then they were ordering some food. I said, don't give him a fucking knife. Like, I was just making smart-ass comments. And people were getting mad. I'm like, you guys think this guy's a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Like, he's a piece of shit.
I will go on record right now. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but back to the
right on comment for that.
Probates, huh? No.
Sorry. You're winding me up. Just because I do, the justice system already takes so much heat for being inefficient. And it's true, it does. And I agree that the state has a job to do when somebody's found, to put somebody away in prison, to deprive them of their freedom, it is the state's responsibility to prove their case. And it is a system that is, with the jury of your peers and, with defense, the best defense you can muster for yourself. I get it all, and I stand by it. But there are times when the universe cracks in half, and you can literally find the 12 dumbest human beings alive to talk about a subject that they have no right to be commenting on.
Top 5 worst cases that you get upset for.
That one is number one.
Yeah.
Really? You know what one
Oh
I
my
think
God.
might be number one for me is that Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony was very disgusting too. But here's the thing. People think this term beyond reasonable doubt means beyond all possible.
Right.
So they think it's like you have some impossible standard. And if your defense counsel is good enough and they make it seem like, well, that is the standard. That's the jury instruction.
Yeah.
Beyond a reasonable doubt. But a reasonable doubt is a doubt.
Right.
You know,
right. There's a difference.
reason is still the part there. Now, what's reasonable to a flat earther is not reasonable to Chris Connell.
Well, it's like saying reasonable doubt. Yeah, he did it, right? But would he, if your kids was online death-wise, would you still go at them? Maybe not, right? A good defense attorney does throw that out there and messes with that. And I think that's how he got off.
Well, he got off because people didn't realize that, well, we found his DNA at the scene. We found his blood. There's a 911 tape going, OJ's coming to kill me. Who could it have been? So they thought, because there was a distrust of the police. So that had to do with Rodney King. And it was a culture of distrust at the time. And he just rode this wave of all perfect things coming together for him specifically.
People are
everybody
obsessed
knows
with him.
what happened. Yep. Everybody knows that glove, if they didn't make him try the shriveled one on, the actual one, if you had bought it from the store, would have fit perfectly.
And didn't tell him not to take his arthritis medicine. But people think that is, no, they really did. For like weeks, they're like, don't take your medicine. Let your joints, get there. But it is, I was at a party. And it was a who's who of Hollywood, of music, and everything. And everybody just kept talking about this one guy. Looking, I'm like,
Zoom,
who is this guy? Yeah, no. But it was.
I was
and do you know who it was?
Who invited you to a party?
I know, right?
Well, it's called Cameo. You go on.
It cost me only $500, and I have like
and there was lots of
30
celebrities
people.
there.
But everybody was like talking about this guy, and this guy's just long hair, blonde hair. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? It was the
Kato Kalin.
Yes.
And they were so these are major stars were starstruck by this guy, and I'm like,
have you ever seen more footage of any program you've watched in your life? Take The Wire, take what's your favorite show, whatever. The O.J. Simpson created more footage than literally anything that you've ever watched.
God.
Real Housewives all together didn't put the footage out there that the O.J. trial did.
Yeah,
it was on TV forever. Anyway, sorry for getting wound up on that, but it's like the Michael Jackson thing too. Michael Jackson knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
His attorneys coached him to put on his pajamas and go jump on that car and act like a fucking baby.
Oh, sure.
Oh, look at me. I don't know stuff.
Vincent the Chin Gigante or whatever? They walk around his bathrobe in New York for the mob trials in the 50s.
Oh, look, his mind is... No, that's all totally scripted. Michael Jackson knew what he was doing. Those kids could identify his penis and like things on it. And his attorneys... And it's their job to do what they can do for their client. And that's the way the system works. And I have no problem with that. But there were times I've talked to some of the counsel on the other side of it that know this. Mm-hmm. And Eric Dubin wrote this book called Star Chamber about Robert Blake and Michael Jackson, all this stuff. He said that Michael Jackson, after they were done, he goes, go fuck yourself.
Oh, I'm sure.
Totally arrogant, totally knowing what's
said
going
that
on.
to the defense?
To the prosecutor.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
And so what you don't see on camera will tell you a lot of the story, especially about trials.
Yeah.
So
do you listen to his music? Because I found myself listening to R. Kelly today, and I was like, God damn it.
Well, unfortunately, a Michael Jackson song will come on that slaps.
I don't like it.
And I go, God, what? It's like Daniel Tosh says, you want to beat your kid enough to get the Thriller album, but not so much that he rapes kids.
Exactly.
And that's what he was, and that's what he did. And his was sort of so far past in the annals of time, and there was no criminal conviction. He just gave them a ton of money and did this oftentimes. Little kids that had, emotional problems and developmental problems a lot of times.
So did I ever tell you that's why I no longer get invited to those dress up parties, the mystery murder things? Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Yeah. So if you want to have one of those murder mystery things where you all dress up in a costume, this is not the kid to invite.
I would love to invite you.
Don't invite me, because here's why. Because I'm going to make it weird. And Anthony Romeo, he's an agent here, good friend of mine. They had one, and his wife wanted to really have it. So they sent out the invitations, and mine said, my character was Joe Jackson, baseball player that has amnesia. that has amnesia and can't remember anything. I just didn't bother to read past the word Joe Jackson. So I dressed up as 1970s, like straight up Joe Jackson. The picture's amazing. I'll try to post it on YouTube if you guys can see this, but I'll get up there. And literally all I did was walk around this party all night long.
You're talking about like from the 1800s Joe Jackson.
No. I'm talking about like Michael Jackson's father.
But you were supposed to play an old-timey baseball
Yes, I
player.
was supposed to play an old-time baseball player. Exactly.
Okay.
But instead, I literally had
Joe Jackson got all excited.
I went full 70s Joe Jackson, and then just walked around this party bitching about Tito don't practice enough. That's all I did the whole time. And
Latoya's shaming this whole family.
I was told that I ruined the party. I think I brought the party to a new level.
You made the party.
Well, plus, I mean, I think what was worse is our friend Scott went with us, Hurlbert, and it was one of those things, like 2 seconds into the party, I looked at him, I'm like, my wife's like, Scott's the murderer. Like, you could just tell. I mean,
Scott's always the murderer.
He was going to literally need OJ's defense team to get off.
Scott looks a bit like a strangler.
He just was.
Scott's
so just keep in mind, if you ever invite me to your murder mystery party,
I'll read you.
I'm gonna make.
Okay.
Oh, dude! One time I got invited.
Don't practice.
No, I got invited to one, and I had to be a cowboy. I went as like a super ragingly gay stripper cowboy. I'm talking about assless chaps, the little hat. And it just made it so uncomfortably weird for everybody that I think some people actually left because of how weird I made it at that party. But
we had a anything but clothes party once, which means you wear anything.
Was this at the neighbor's house?
Yeah,
neighbor's.
But like people would wear like all sorts of weird stuff, right? Like pots and pans and shit like that. And some guy just walked in naked. It was like, oh, that's what the party was.
That would be anything but clothes.
Yeah, I think I misread that one.
Speaking of this, did I tell you about the Peloton shirt?
I had heard very briefly.
Yeah, I come in the office,
Peloton shirt.
and there's a mystery Peloton shirt.
I came to the office, got mystery scotch, but I found out who it was.
No, I walk it. Yeah, exactly. You get scotch,
and you get a Peloton.
and I get a giant packing box with one Peloton shirt.
Out.
Look, listen.
It was a box?
It was a giant packing box, and as you look inside of it, I had one Peloton shirt, and I look at it. Now, keep in mind, I think it could have been something you said. Maybe it was a silent protest from somewhere because it had like a rainbow Peloton thing, and it said "Lead with Love." So I'm thinking it could have been something Colt said that got us in trouble. I don't know.
Hey, all my stuff.
Don't get us canceled, Cole. We love all people here.
Yeah, we love everybody.
Been positive on my end. Except it's Chris.
In fact,
if we get an OJ glove, next week we know it's coming from here.
Yeah,
I was going to be, even 9/11 was positive.
Even 9/11.
Yes.
We are coming up on the anniversary.
Of 9, yeah, dude. Speaking of, because like I totally remember where I was during the OJ thing.
I was watching
the truck race, whatever.
The
Bronco.
For 9/11. Oh, I remember that.
No, the Bronco.
Yeah,
I remember that. And 9/11, like there's only a few events in life that I remember exactly what I was doing. The Bronco, I remember. Yeah,
AC Collins.
Yeah, and then the 9/11, I remember exactly what it was for that.
I was having lunch with my only Muslim friend. Oh, it's such a weird thing because I was having pho with my Muslim friend. And I remember when it happened, and we were just both like, and they were developing, and I think they had kind of early. Anyway, I just looked at him. I go, "This is not going to be good for you."
Oh boy!
I just remember thinking like, "This could be really bad for you."
Muslim.
It was,
and it kind of came. I'm like, "Oh, this actually may have repercussions for people I know." And then it's just one of those weird things where as a 21-year-old, I was 20, I think when it happened.
Yeah.
So it's trying. I'm like, man, that's kind of a weird situation that. My only Muslim friend, I'm here, and they're like, we think this is a terrorist attack from whatever, and just both like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had a buddy, his last name's Al-Qaeda, and it was a rough traveling for the next couple of years. They would.
Is this a dad joke?
No, his last name was.
Swear to God, this is a dad joke.
No.
I don't know one of these. I might have.
His name is Al, like Alan Qaeda?
No, his last name's Al-Qaeda.
I think one of these might have
rough.
crickets on it. No, that's a laugh track.
Yeah,
I think.
There you go, laugh track. No, it's not a joke. I'm being dead serious. And every time he would go through, he would go through.
I thought
TSA,
I had crickets, but I don't have crickets.
TSA would magically you're randomly selected to be patted down.
So who is he? Is he Arabic?
Yeah.
Or was it like Alan Qaeda with a K-A-D-A or something?
No.
Al-Qaeda?
Al-Qaeda? No.
The K is silent.
Yeah. No, but it was a bad thing for that whole family. And it was,
it was a bad thing literally for everybody involved because nobody America didn't get out of that.
No.
Afghanistan didn't get out of that. Bin Laden didn't get out of that. All the people jumping out of the building. God, when you think about tragedies, right? Think about nobody's better. There's nothing we've learned from that. We've gained nothing from it. No. It's one of those things where you say, oh, well, we have the new Freedom Tower. No. It didn't really create a sense of any kind of lasting nationalism.
No, unity for like 6 months.
Here we go.
That's what we were talking about. In New York, people were kind to each other for the first time ever. And that we were brother Colt because he's talking about silver linings, about how people really were treating each other well. After 9/11,
he didn't vocalize that.
He didn't do that well. I'm trying to help him out.
Yeah, that never aired, so we can say I did. We could say.
No, but what you meant was the silver linings about people,
unity,
being together and treating each other well. But the problem is that's gone again.
Yep.
Okay, that's gone. Even in New York, it's gone. People forget things. We have a very short lifespan of things to matter. We forget Supreme Court decisions. We forget. A lot of stuff in this country can turn. It's not that big a boat where turning around takes that long.
Yeah.
Right.
So we think these things are just problems in the future, right? It's going to be a problem in the future. It's going to be a problem in the future. That future could literally be 6 months from now.
Yeah.
That you thought was so daunting,
right,
or so far away, or so remote, and it's not. It literally could happen within not just your lifetime, but in your.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like, because I literally had this conversation with my wife last night. I was like, I feel like everything is going so much faster than it was a year ago.
The velocity of money is going faster.
Me and Chris, before we came on here, we were just talking about how just everything is condensed, rapid, just the economy, everything's so much faster in life. And
remember when the Dow would go down 1,000? Oh my God, for 700 points.
Freak out, yeah.
Those didn't happen. Now they happen with high frequency.
Yeah, it was down. I mean, it was down like 200. It was down by 200 before lunch today.
But guess who was
up?
Stocks?
Yeah, we were both up today.
Both were good.
Yeah, so we were both up there. Sorry if you lost money today. Me and Colt both did pretty well.
And do you think we'd have that since? I mean, October 1, the shooting brought Vegas together. That's probably the only other time in our lifetimes that had that.
But hold on. Like, did it really?
But I think for a quick. But
I don't think that if something like that happened right now, I don't think that it would even unity for even a month anymore.
I think what's sad, and I noticed this when I was in El Paso, is you look up and there's these billboards say El Paso strong, El Paso strong. I feel like every community now has some sort of tragedy that is occurring, unfortunately, that requires that saying to be going on.
Probably just not enough thoughts and prayers.
Oh God,
it's probably the problem.
Speaking of which, we talked a little bit about the hurricane last time, and I wanted to say that I did actually interview my buddy Robert Stone, who is one of my good friends down there, and he told me where to donate money. I've already donated money to the people of Louisiana, and it's through the what's called St. Bernard Parish organization. It's the best place to donate money to people in Louisiana would actually get in the hands of people that actually need it. If you want to do that, it was sbpusa.org, sbpusa.org. So check that out. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's just
if you were Colt, I'd have cut you off.
Oh, so somebody, a buddy of mine from New Jersey was showing me a picture of his friend's car that is hood high in water.
That's crazy.
And when you think about the power of water and what's happening to all those homes, and it's so devastating. And if we're out here, we don't understand what a flood does.
I was just going to say, out here, we are, you don't comprehend that.
No.
Right?
When you look down your street, and
there were a couple days this summer though that I think we all got a glimpse of what it was like to deal with global warming.
That?
If it's at,
yeah.
Good Lord, when it's 119 outside, and you're like, you got to be kidding me right now.
Oh yeah, and John, you had a little taste of it with your thing exploding off and your son kayaking in your backyard.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy what's coming, and whether people want to say it's man-made or not, I don't care. I think that probably having 8 billion people pumping out coal into the planet, probably not great. I mean, I'm not an earth scientist. They all seem to be in a consensus. But at that said, things are changing. Now, whether you like them or not, you have to learn to adapt and grow. So
I still think if there's a tragedy, you're going to see people pull together because I think it's what people do.
People will do that. Yeah.
I think they would do that in the face of tragedy. It's unfortunate that I think the world. I think the world since, I think to your point, when you say you don't think it would happen again, I think what you're referring to is the world's become so much us and them and so polarizing. Right. It seems like it's more polarized now than it ever has been. Yeah. And some of that I think is social media. Some of that I think is some of the people we've had in power that play that card and play it hard and have really pushed for that. But I think we need to probably start working to get a little bit more back to the middle, like we talk about, to try to try to get on the same team. I guess is a good way to put it.
Do you think we'll get to that point? Like I blame social media the reason we can't get to that point, and people putting too much trust into the media when they don't realize ratings. It's all money, right? And I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say something I can't believe didn't come out of your mouth. But you know what we kind of need?
What?
Alien invasion.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be all right.
No, we've already had that, and nothing happened.
Not illegal alien invasion, Colt.
No,
Jesus.
No.
Alien
invasion.
We're
not talking about the migrants.
We're talking about little green men with laser beams is what we're talking about. Because think about it. Every disaster movie you've ever seen where there's aliens, what happens?
Okay, but first off,
everybody pulls together.
We know for a fact now that that's not being hidden, right? Because I'm pretty sure the last guy would have let us know.
Yeah, no, for sure. But what I'm saying is, if that was to happen,
yeah,
like think about all the disaster movies you see.
Just say Independence Day, John.
At the Independence Day, okay. But at the end of it, when you see like the big spaceships blow up, what do you see? You see the people in France jumping around. You see the people in Turkey jumping around.
America saved them.
You see the.
You're welcome. You're welcome, world.
You're welcome, America. You're welcome. It wasn't
just being historically accurate.
Yeah, it wasn't the Canadians.
It wasn't Russia in like World War II, right?
It wasn't. Yeah, you're welcome, America. Oh God. No, for sure. But I think you get something like that because I mean, let's face it this way: it damn sure wasn't COVID because we didn't all unite as a people against COVID.
No, and that's the thing. People are we're at a point now, John, where there would be so many people going, "Those aren't real aliens. Those are actors. Those are government plants."
Yeah,
you could have things literally happening in front of people's eyes now, and there's such a disconnect with what's truth, and that's selection. People, I don't realize how many people on my Facebook that I add, because I'll add agents and I'll add stuff. I like to be known out there because I'm a guy. I don't think about it in that way. I add people.
Yeah. And
people pop up out of nowhere that I didn't even know I knew, and then they start posting the craziest shit. And so it's an immediate unfollow, and it's like, oh my God.
You know what I think honestly should be like required curriculum now? Curriculum. Did I say that word right? No, I think I did.
No, dude.
What should be required learning, if you will, in high schools? I think it should make every kid watch the movie Idiocy.
Yeah.
Because I think we are in overdrive to that actually.
I call that a snuff film. Yeah. But to me, it's like watching Faces of Death. Dude, it's horrifying.
It is. For those of you who have never seen that movie, it's about Owen Wilson goes in the future. Wait, which one? One of the Wilson brothers. Luke Wilson goes in the future. And the future is basically, it's full of idiots because society has become so dumbed down as a society.
And
it's
only
terrifying.
the dumb are procreating.
I think that stressed me out too, because last night I'm sitting at home and that Jake Paul fight is on Showtime for free. I ain't giving you a nickel to watch it, but I'm like, let me see if this yo-yo can box. And the fact that arena was full of people to watch this dude who's not a boxer box.
It's Schadenfreude.
I'm like,
it's Schadenfreude or
Schadenfreude. It's German word for taking pride in other people's misery. They want to see him get knocked out, but he won't because they'll never find him can do it. But the point being is, oh my God, this is like something you would see on Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy was Idiocracy. A documentary.
Yeah, no more sports. No more sports. Let's watch famous people beat each other up. Yeah. I don't care about sports anymore. I want to watch famous people beat each other up.
It's just, it is a race to that. But to the counter of that, there was this article in The Economist just came out about the illiberal left.
Okay.
Now, that's a phrase that I kind of really don't hear very often. I kind of looked it up, and the illiberal left, it's that shutdown of extreme leftism. It's the shutdown idea of being not liberal. People complain about liberals. The word liberal takes its root from freedom.
Yeah, but don't they call those people fascists? Isn't that the fancy word that the super left liberals would use to call those people?
Well, the thing is that we've gotten to the point where our words don't even matter anymore. We just say things that don't actually make sense. I'm one of those people where I call people that want to shut down everything, the cancel culture.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's the illiberal left.
Yeah.
That's now what they're called to me. Anybody that wants to not have a conversation or dialogue, that just shut you down and scream you off a platform is an illiberal leftist, right? Yeah. Not interested. How do you pull those people back to the middle, right?
Never will.
How do you pull them back? Well, it's going to, at some point.
We already said aliens.
Well,
aliens, alien event, alien. If you're beaming it, listen, aliens. If you're on YouTube, put your lasers on stun, but come down and like make a show of it, so we can pull this. We can pull. Yeah, I mean, don't actually come down here and zap everybody or eat me like that. But dude, seriously, just make a show of it, so we can pull this back together. That's what we need to do.
The Las Vegas
Invasion from Mars style.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Is that not the greatest?
Exactly.
Probably. Is that the greatest alien film? I would have to go with.
Exactly. Well, guys,
favorite pinball machine.
100%. Well, let's wrap it up for this week. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment on it if you like. If you're listening to us on podcast, make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when we're up there. Next week, we'll talk about, does Colt actually have pants on? You're going to want to kind of tune in when you see that. I know the truth because I'm sitting here. You at home don't know.
Just as
Yep. And remember, if you like what we do here, make sure you tell somebody about it so they can listen too. But if you hate it, tell two, because again, it doesn't matter if they're talking good or bad. What is it, Chris Connell?
Tell them 3 times. As long as they're talking about you.
As long as they're talking about it, it makes sense to us. Take care, everybody. Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.